I'm just going to show you this new electric fan I bought for the taxi, and nice little kit. Here's a 14-inch fan, and it comes with a little thermostatic switch with a capillary tube. So a little video I put together now just goes through how I take off the old engine fan and fit this new electric one. So yeah, obviously taken off the top hose and lost a bit of cooling there obviously. I'm going to take the thermostat housing off as well just to see what the thermostat is. Should be maybe an 82 degree or something like that. So that will help me set the adjustable thermostat switch for the fan. Now, this is a big old blade, and that's partly why I'm changing the fan to an electric fan, because that's a lot of drag on the engine. It's quite dangerous as well because it comes quite close to the top of the radiator. I did have a shroud on it before to cover it, but I thought it was more efficient with electric anyway. So from the back of the fan, there's not enough room to get the bolts out in front, so the radiator's going to have to come out. I'm taking the bolts out from either side. On the back side of the radiator there are unions for the gearbox oil, so I've got to loosen those and then it can be lifted out. Yes, here's the pipes for the automatic transmission fluid. You go into the radiator there. And there. So in order to get the radiator out, I've got to undo these and make sure the union. So we'll have a go at removing these two, and then the radiator should be free. So yeah, luckily this is turning. So it's loose. So that means it's not seized. So I've got a good chance of getting that off properly. Okay, so you can see here I've got this pipe union out now. So there's dripping a bit of transmission fluid, but it means it wasn't seized, which is brilliant. So I'll do the same on this one, and then we should be able to lift the radiator out. Okay, so the radiator's out. You can see the two unions here, the two brass unions where the transmission cooler lines go in. So it's quite a neat little all-in-one radiator. And here we go. This is the big beast that I'm trying to get rid of. And you see that's a whacking great fan. That puts a lot of drag on the engine. So by taking that off, it should make it a little bit more efficient. Get it to temperature quicker. You know, free up 1 or 2 horses maybe. Every bit counts with this thing. And it should be a little bit better on the fuel as well because it's heating up quicker. And obviously it's not spinning all the time. And then the electric fan will kick in as and when it's needed. So yeah, I take these out, get the blades off, and go from there. Okay, so here's the last one to undo. And there we go. Big old fan blades out the way, and then you're left with just the pulley then with the part of the water pump and pulley. So that's it. That's what I wanted to do, is get the big blades off. Time to reinstall the radiator now and get the electric fan on. Okay, so you can see I've taken off the old engine fan, the plastic blades. They're on a clutch mechanism as well on the end of the pulley. So that's all come off, and I've cut that flush there to the pulley. So I've now got plenty of space in front, no dangerous blades in the way. I've put new fan belts on, obviously alternator and power steering, so brand new belts, brand new bottom hose, and I've got a new top hose to go on here as well. New thermostat housing gasket, Had to drill and tap this thread. There's a bit of damage on that, so that's done. The automatic transmission coolant hoses are in place as well, so the radiator's back in, bolted in. So I just need to get the electric fan on the front of here now, get that wired up, and we're almost there. So here's the electric fan just held in to show you what it looks like. It's going to go there. Fits perfect, 14-inch fan. I was going to put it on the inside here where the old one was, but obviously it makes it a bit tight, and it's just easier to have it here. Nice and easy to route the wiring as well. Yeah, and it looks a nice install. So it's 14-inch. You can see it just about half a finger's width between the top of the fan and the top tank. So that's great. That'll go in with the clips through the core. There's the fitting kit there. And then, yeah, and it goes through the core using plastic cable ties and locks in. Pretty simple, pretty standard. Okay, so I've got the fan in position. I put the one through here. So basically it's like a plastic cable tie. Little spring on the end. This foot goes in here. Poke it through the core. There's a little foam pad that just sits against that. And then on the other side, where it comes through the core, you've got this little plastic piece here again with a rubber pad. So you put that on and you just clip it in tight like a cable tie. The foam pad just sits against the fins. And then once you're happy, tighten them all up. And that's the fan fitted. Like that. So the little foam pad is touching the fin. And he's done. The radiator is actually pretty good condition. It's just those fins are a little bit dented. But there's nothing wrong with it. All the cooling side of it is absolutely fine. So yeah, you've got that there. Obviously the little spring just helps with any vibration, I suppose. But I'll do the bottom ones there. And that's the fan fitted, ready for wiring. And on the back then you just cut the excess from these clips. Cut them nice and short. And that's it. So that's great. Top hose to go on now, and the thermostat probe goes in the top hose then to control the temperature for when the fan turns on. Thermostat is an 82 degree. So I'll probably set the little thermostat switch to come on slightly above that. That's usually the standard way. Just the wires then into the thermostat housing. I'll probably mount that up here with a little cable tie or something. I'll see, it may need to go this side depending on the length of the capillary tube for the top hose, but I'll take a look at that next. See, the capillary tube sits in this top hose here. I haven't tightened this up yet, but that will be tightened up with a little dab of sealant on there. And then the capillary tube runs under there, which I've hidden, down under here. And then I've kept that there as a bit of a shock absorber for the tube. And then thermostat sits on here quite nicely. There's no bracket as such, so I've cable tied that straight to the fan. And yeah, seems to work quite nicely. Hidden the wiring as best I can for the 12-watt feed and the earth going under the wing. And all I've got left to do now is to set the thermostat with the engine running. Here's the dial. There's the little arrow there. So if I dial this down to 0, the fan will come on. So yeah, works absolutely perfect. So you can see it's a lot cleaner down here. Haven't got engine fan running all the time. The big plastic blades were quite big and obviously quite dangerous because there's no guard on them. So I've cut that off, along with the clutch mechanism that was on there. I actually had to sort of take the bearing off the end of this shaft and cut it. So it's just left with a pulley now, which is great. So yeah, it's had a good little kind of a mini service really. So new drive belts for the power steering and alternator, new lower hose, new top hose, new thermostat gasket, and new electric fan. So yeah, all done and looking good.